Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and I welcome all of you back to the wild, wild west of the internet, otherwise known as Reddit. And throughout the next couple of videos, we're actually wanting to take a look at some pretty crazy dating stories. And previously, we take a look at a guy who managed to actually get a girlfriend off the back of artificial intelligence, as it turns out. So if it works, then you know what, so be it. But at the same time, I kind of made my opinions about it and said that, well, I just kind of, even though I can understand what the point of it is, but unless anything actually comes of it, then, well, what good does it do now that you actually get to know somebody in person? With that being said, here's a little bit more of a broader sort of video I decided to take a look at, or rather a broader post, called Welcome to My Adventures in Dating, where we step by step break down everything that's wrong with dating in 2025, and I get free therapy from the trauma. 49, female, widowed twice. I know, I'm awesome, everyone want to be me. I'm dating again for the first time in a long time. Right, widowed twice, what? Good lord. Okay, episode 1, Cougars and Cubs. What's with dudes so into the age gap thing? This is absolutely the last thing I thought I'd have to worry about when it comes to dating. This is so freaking bizarre. I'm literally getting hit up by more guys under 35 than, hello, humans of a normal age. I had one guy literally say, feel free to insert dumb jock voice, because I totally did. Yeah, but you have ever been with a guy who was 30? First of all, there's just so many things wrong with that statement beside his delusional assumption. Not the least of which is, he obviously is lacking both the intelligence and world knowledge to comprehend that once a very, very long time ago, I used to be 32, and that fully and accurately summarizes why I will not date a child. Grow up, kid. It's just bizarre, and this is on Match, which is supposedly reputable. Ladies, what are you using? I did let a guy who was 37 talk me into a date. Okay, he was pretty hot, so I didn't put up too much of a fight. Besides, my therapist thought it was an okay age difference, and therapists are always right. Right? I ended up totally bailing on the guy. I couldn't do it. I was 37 when I moved here. I've accumulated such a breadth and depth of life experiences since I was 37, it just felt like, yeah, no. How could we even be on equivalent footing? I don't know. Maybe it's something to explore. Maybe? What do you guys think is an acceptable normal age gap? And yesterday, there was a guy who was 26. What the fuck? Do I have a flashing billboard that says, Cougar here, all Cubs please apply? Because I don't, and I'm not. My profile name is not Mrs. Robinson, nor is it Stacy's mom. I have no idea where these guys are coming from. I know I look okay for my age, but come on, go play with children of your own age. That's just gross. No disrespect to anyone out there who does engage in age play/age gaps, just not my game. It's a little bit disheartening, but in fairness to myself and perhaps them, I am being totally lazy and just letting the guys come to me unaided. This is the ultimate in low-effort dating. I have reached out to a couple of guys myself, but mainly just ignore the app for a few days and see who was wandered by. Then I just filter. No, 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 yes, no. I did go on one brief little meet and greet date with a guy of a normal age. We seemed to vibe and did end up making some plans for a second date. Then he said I bring too much noise into his life. Okay, that's fine. Yes, I will bring noise, and you know what else. I'll also take up space. I'm pretty much okay with the whole concept. My life has had what is probably higher than normal levels of drama the past few years. And I am having brain surgery in a week. So, yeah, it's my reality. I probably do bring a lot of mental noise. It's valid. I like to escape the noise I generate as well. That's fine. I wished him well. Go figure, the one guy I had actually any interest in thought I was too much work. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, maybe that's why I liked him. We were totally on the same page there. Maybe people just didn't really want to date and then just sort of, well, get into it. I did have another date scheduled. I don't remember who it was with or why he bailed. I bailed, but it was on my calendar for last Friday. I would have definitely remembered eating tacos if I kept the date. I'm assuming I let him know I couldn't make it since I didn't get any text message or something. Probably because I bailed and was dealing with too much mental noise. Tacos. Need more tacos. I'm going to go on a limb here, ladies and gentlemen, and say that what I feel like this woman needs is, she doesn't need, maybe to go on another date. She just sort of wants to feel good about herself in a way she doesn't really know how. And maybe my expert advice is, well, just do things that make you... And I must be honest, because I'm not entirely sure exactly where I'm meant to start with this. But, because I think they use like the phrase, you are on the market or something like that, or meat market is, I think, the sort of slang term they use to describe people who are like on the dating scene. But like the question I want to ask is that, well, is there something a bit more to dating than just actually being with someone? Is there some satisfaction to be gained? Because ideally, the reason why people would want to do something like, dating or go and get a huge ass taco order is because it's going to make them feel good. And I can understand the concept of that. Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's a pretty easy one to understand. And... well, the thing I get into something like this, and then I think to myself, if she doesn't want, guys as young as 37, and 37 isn't really that young, really, but why not just have a filter on your settings saying that, make me invisible to people who are under the age of 43 or something like that. Although maybe, who knows, maybe... and if she's describing it as low effort, then, well, raise the profile a little bit. I don't know. Raise the bar a little bit, so you sort of set yourself up for success just a little bit more than what's happened before. Though with that being said, I think she's probably been through quite a lot already, and I feel like we haven't really even gotten to the surface of stuff like this yet. In terms of, like, this whole Cougars and Cubs sort of dynamic, again, if you do not see yourself like that, I think the only reason why any of this is why this, obviously she was not okay with this, is because she was obviously not interested in younger guys, and, well, I think it's as simple as that. For this sort of dynamic to work, you've both got to be sort of like on the same page theoretically. And if you're not, it's just going to stick out like a sore thumb. Some women are perfectly into that, and quite a lot of guys are probably into that. But not everybody is. And I'll just say this for the record right now. You shouldn't really be trying to do anything whatsoever unless before you've come up with a logical rationale for actually doing it. For example, I would not be doing this if I wasn't interested in older women, and it's as simple as that. And there's nothing out there that should get you to change your mind. If you're not comfortable or happy about something, then the worst thing you could do is not have other people peer pressure you into doing it, but it's also you pressure yourself into doing it. Because I've tried many things in my time, ladies and gentlemen, that I tried to get into, but the reality is that, well, it was far from engaging, and you kind of feel a little bit on the outside. For maybe it's because you try to force your way inside. Maybe that's where it goes wrong. You can't be something you're not. But with all that being said and done, may God be with you all, and I look forward to seeing all of you guys again next time. Take care.